Welcome to the deep dive.
Yeah.
Today, we're getting into something really practical.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, how to talk about your job in English. I mean, think about it, meeting new people, writing a CV, job interviews.
Mm-hmm.
It comes up constantly.
Absolutely. And, it sounds simple, but there's a bit of an art to it. Getting the right words, the right phrases can make a huge difference.
Totally.
We're actually basing this on a really helpful lesson, one designed specifically for English learners trying to, well, navigate this exact topic.
Okay, cool. So our mission today is
Yeah.
basically to pull out the best bits from that lesson. We want to give you the key vocabulary, the useful phrases, everything you need to talk about what you do for work confidently.
Sounds like a plan. Where should we kick things off?
How about we start with some core vocabulary, like the basic building blocks?
Good idea. Let's maybe start with occupation. It's a word you hear.
Right. It means job or profession, basically.
Exactly, but it feels a bit different, doesn't it? A little more formal.
Yeah, definitely more formal. You wouldn't usually just casually say, my occupation is teacher.
Yeah.
You'd probably just say, I'm a teacher.
Right. Occupation is more for, like, official documents, forms, that sort of thing.
Got it. Okay, what else?
How about responsibilities? This one's key because it goes beyond just your job title.
Yeah, it's about what you actually do day to day. Your tasks, your duties.
Precisely. Saying, I work in marketing is fine, but...
But saying, my main responsibilities include managing social media and creating campaigns. That tells you a lot more.
Exactly. It gives real substance, especially in, say, an interview context.
Okay, makes sense. And then there are the basics, like full-time and part-time.
Simple but crucial for context, right? Full-time usually means what? Around 35, 40 hours a week?
Yeah, something like that. Your standard working week. And part-time is just less.
Right. Could be anything less. Someone might be working part-time while they study, for instance.
For sure. Like, I work part-time at the cafe while I finish my degree. You immediately understand their situation better.
Exactly. So those are some key terms, but how do they actually sound in, like, a real chat?
Good question. Our source material has this nice little dialogue. It's between Anna and Ben.
Okay.
So Anna asked Ben, pretty casually, hey, what do you do for a living?
Nice natural opener. And Ben says,
He says, I work as a graphic designer for a marketing company. How about you?
straightforward. Good structure. I work as a chunk test plus the job title.
Yep. And Anna replies, I'm a teacher. I teach English at a high school.
Okay.
Then Ben, showing interest, asks, that sounds interesting. What are your main responsibilities?
Using that word we just talked about.
Exactly. And Anna explains, I plan lessons, teach classes, and help students prepare for exams.
See, even in that short exchange, there's quite a bit we can learn.
Yeah, like Anna's first question, what do you do for a living? That's such a common, polite way to ask, isn't it?
It really is. It feels much softer than just, what's your job?
Right. It can sound a bit blunt, maybe. A bit too direct sometimes.
Yeah, what do you do for a living? Feels more conversational. It invites more than just a one-word answer.
And Ben's answer, I work as a graphic designer. That I work as pattern is super useful.
Definitely. You just slot your job title right in there. I work as an engineer. I work as a nurse. Simple, clear.
Can't go wrong with that. And then when Anna talks about her responsibilities using my main responsibilities are.
Yes. That's another great phrase to have in your toolkit, especially, like we said, for interviews or maybe more formal introductions.
Yeah, it's a really clear way to summarize what your role involves without going into, like, excessive detail immediately.
So we've got some good foundational stuff, but there's more we can add, right, to make conversations even more natural and detailed.
For sure. There are phrases for different situations you might find yourself in.
Like what?
Well, what if you're, between jobs?
Good point.
Saying, I'm currently looking for a job is the standard way, right? It's clear, direct, no awkwardness.
Exactly. Everyone understands that. And it might even lead to someone offering help or a lead.
True. What about talking about how long you've been somewhere?
Oh, yeah, that's common. You'd say something like, I've been working at this company for however long, 3 years, 5 years.
I've been working at this company for 3 years. Yeah, it gives important context, shows experience, maybe loyalty.
And what if things are going well? Maybe you've moved up.
You could say, I was recently promoted.
Nice one. Simple, positive. It tells people you're progressing in your career. More responsibility, perhaps?
Yeah. And one more. Sometimes you want to say something about how you work or what you enjoy about it.
Right, like your work style or personality in a work context.
You might say something like, I enjoy working with people.
Or I enjoy problem solving. Yeah, that adds a nice personal touch. Shows a bit more about you than just the job title or tasks.
Okay, so let's quickly recap. We started with occupation, the formal word.
Right. Then responsibilities for your actual tasks.
Full-time, part-time, for work hours.
Saw how they work in a dialogue with phrases like, what do you do for a living? And I work as a.
And my main responsibilities are.
Then we added extra phrases for specific situations, looking for a job, been working here for X years, recently promoted, and I enjoy.
Phew, quite a lot packed in there.
Yeah, but they're all super useful tools, aren't they, for actually talking about your work life in English?
Definitely. And the key thing, as always, is practice. You have to actually use them.
That's it. Our source material really emphasizes that too. It's not just about knowing the words, it's about making them your own.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? How often this topic actually comes up. Social events, networking.
All the time. So for you listening, the challenge is, how can you start using these? Maybe try describing your own job out loud, even just to yourself.
Or jot down a few sentences using these structures. That can really help cement them.
Yeah, think about it. You might have a networking event coming up, or just meeting someone new. How could you use I work as, or talk about your responsibilities clearly?
It's about being prepared, feeling confident with the language.
And that leads to a final thought, maybe. Something for you to mull over.
Okay.
How does being able to talk about your job, your professional identity, clearly and confidently, how might that actually open up new conversations for you? Maybe even new opportunities.
That's a good point. Like, which of these phrases we discussed today really clicks with where you are right now? Is it, I'm looking for a job, or I was recently promoted, or maybe just getting comfortable with my responsibilities are?
Exactly. Thinking about which phrase resonates most could tell you something interesting about how you currently present yourself professionally, and maybe where you want to go. Definitely food for thought.